Morgan Wallen recently revealed that he has a collaboration with a female artist on his upcoming album titled I'm the Problem. And we just found out that that artist is Tate McRae, an up-and-coming pop star who is often compared to our generation's Britney Spears. I think that's quite an exaggeration of her talent and prowess, but regardless of any of that, she's inoffensive. Morgan Wallen, however, has a weathered reputation. It was back in, I believe, 2021 that he was summarily canceled for saying the N-word, soft R, I believe, on leaked Ring camera footage from his neighbor. And this was something he said in privacy, at least so he thought, drunkenly with a friend, so he thought. And it turned into this massive scandal for him and his career back then. I believe he did end up apologizing, which was a mistake. Yeah. But since then, he has, of course, still had a very huge career, and he's blowing up. He's a huge artist.
I don't think apologizing for him affects him because the people who are mad at him aren't his target audience anyways. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, the people that listen to his music didn't care, and the people that were mad weren't going to listen to his stuff anyway.
Was lost on him, I suppose, back when he was in the middle of it, and it was a different social climate as well, like closer to the Summer of Love, right? But he's still been having huge success ever since then, and a lot of big artists want to collab with him. And that includes someone like Tate McRae. And I don't know if there is much of an overlap between their audiences, but based on the response so far from Tate McRae's fans, it looks like there isn't much of an overlap because they are furious. They're absolutely outraged at her decision to work with him.
Does this collaboration feel weird to you just in general?
It definitely seems very industry approved. It seems
his manager called her manager. Her manager called his manager.
I don't remember what their record labels are respectively, or if they're under the same record label, but it gives a glass room meeting vibe for sure. I don't know if they're like friends like that, but it doesn't really matter. I'm sure plenty of people are going to stream their song. No one knows what it's called or anything like that yet. But the response from Tate McRae's fan base has been absolutely apoplectic. They cannot believe she would collaborate with a well-known racist.
Oh!
I actually collected a huge amount of the most unhinged tweets about this. Tate McRae confirms she's collaborating with neo-Nazi and racist Morgan Wallen. Well, there goes her career. I knew she was racist. And that Republican.
Okay. Wait. So they're like, I always had a bad feel. It's one of those where they're like, I always knew they were.
They always had a feeling about her. Even though, by the way, she's Canadian, some people are saying, oh, this makes perfect sense. She's from Calgary.
I love the
she's
regional...
really not beating those Albertan allegations. And I'm like, I didn't know that there were like regions of Canada known for being racist.
Apparently.
To Americans, we think of all Canadians
I was just thinking
very nice and polite.
Who are we talking about yesterday that got the one with Jenna Ortega? The actor
Percy Hines-White?
He's from St. John's, Newfoundland, and somebody made that like a pointed remark in they said, well, he's from St. John's.
Yeah, I was like, what? I've never
I don't know what that means. Regionally, I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know about all these stereotypes. It is similar, though. Jenna Ortega, she's getting backlash for working with this co-star on Wednesday who got Me Too'd. Similarly, Tate McRae is now getting shit from her fan base for working with Morgan Wallen.
Who are the people that engage in this kind of discourse?
They're called stans.
No,
they're
but what
the
I mean,
worst people
so what I mean is like, are they young? Are they Gen Z?
Yep.
Are they're Gen? So there are still Gen Z people that
unemployed people.
This is what this is what started with shippers in the millennial culture turned into stan culture.
Yeah, I would say the majority of stan accounts are run by teenagers, or at least I hope so.
The reason I say that is because
once you turn like 20, you better put that shit away, put that behind you.
Look at the toxic people, not to use that word lightly, who used to get really unhinged whenever the X-Files would release an episode where Mulder or Scully showed interest in like somebody else other than the other person, people would get really, really angry. And that was back in the 90s.
You can't cheat.
Yeah. Now they do that kind of thing with real people. I actually, personally, I kind of ship Tate McRae and Morgan Wallen. I don't know why. I think it just would make people so angry.
It's going to put her on her Lana Del Rey path.
Well, people actually thought when it was announced there was a female artist on the album, they thought it was going to be Lana, and now they're relieved to find out it wasn't. Another tweet said, "This is white trash convention." Another one said, "This is the white equivalent of R&B girls collabing with Chris Brown." So on what level is it the same thing to beat women and say the N-word? Like, one of them is saying a word and one of them is almost killing someone.
Yeah.
Those things should not be compared. Another one said, "Notice how they're all white." Another one, "I'm going to kick her ass back to Canada, Miss Trumpy wannabe."
I like this AI picture that somebody made. First of all, this is what I love about the culture. It's like then they'll get yelled at for making an AI photo as well.
I know, that's
because their fan base will
it's cancelable offense.
It says, "Make Amar Etienne Gria a giga." That's what it says.
Tate, please don't do this. I love you so much. It's not worth it. Your career has so much to live for. This might not be career suicide, but this is reputation suicide.
Listen to that language of like desperation.
The manipulation, the emotional manipulation.
But I love you. It's like when somebody says like, I'm a big fan of yours, but
a lot of the comments were saying like, "Oh, and I was just getting into her music. Now
this ain't it," they say.
Now I'm going to pretend that I don't find her songs catchy because she's, I don't know, working with a racist. And then a lot of people rightly pointed out that Post Malone, another artist also featured on this album and previous Morgan Wallen songs, is not receiving the same backlash. Not even close, not even any, from what I've seen. And his songs with Morgan Wallen have been out for a while now. And someone pointed out, where is this energy people are giving to Tate for him?
Because the type of stan that likes Morgan or that likes Tate McRae is not the same type of stan or fan that likes Morgan Wallen or Post Malone.
That is true, but they're saying it's sexism.
It's not sexism.
It's fan base is older.
In the fans of Post Malone are older and not insane, unhinged women.
Right. Well, they're not teenage girls. That's
Correct.
who we're really talking about. Teenage girls and teenage gays. We have 5 bitches collaborating with this racist, and you guys are just attacking the girl. I'm not defending her, but if you're going to drag her, let it be everyone.
Again, it makes no sense. Like, fan bases are different.
Well, it's a good sign that Tate McRae didn't shy away from the opportunity out of fear of being canceled by her own fans.
Well, eventually...
She shouldn't be courting these people, though. I remember we talked about this quote she gave not too long ago, talking about how her favorite fans are her gay fans and how they call her out on her mistakes and she appreciates them. And I'm like, don't give them that kind of power over you.
Your subservience will not be rewarded.
Yeah, you're just like kind of inflating their egos.
And we did talk about this before.
Feeding into that parasocial relationship.
This one, it says Addison Rae has collaborated with a total of 0 racists. But remember, she went through her own renaissance.
Yeah, she was already canceled before that too for allegedly supporting Trump.
Well, she shook his hand.
Yeah.
She shook his hand.
Yeah.
Shame on her.
Yeah. This is, I mean, Stan, like, there is no corner of the internet worse than Stan Twitter.
And the return on investment for courting Stan culture is 0, very little to 0. Like, there is nothing in it for you. In the long run, they are going to turn against you when you slip up because you're a human being.
It's a tightrope for the rest of your career.
I actually applaud Tate McRae for this. I don't think she's all that talented, to be honest, but, like, she's marketable. So
she's very normal looking.
I mean, it's actually better to like have them disown you long before you actually become successful and famous and stuff.
Yeah, just cut it off.
Yeah.
Right now, like cut off the umbilical cord.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.